Have you ever considered renovating apartments? In this video, I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks on renovating apartments. Hi, I'm Bernadette Jansen from the School of Renovating, and I want to share with you both the joys and the pains of renovating apartments. I love renovating apartments because they're so quick. So we do a predominantly cosmetic renovation. It will take anything from 3 to 5 weeks, but at the end of that, your apartment's back on the market, and before too long, your profit's in your bank. Okay, so we work on a 10% profit. So provided we have sourced the right property and we've executed the renovation well, that is a reasonably reliable profit to rely on. But there's a few things that you need to know about apartments. Firstly, the line of ownership in an apartment ends at the paint. So basically, the paint line is where your ownership ends and the owner's corporation takes over. So you need to get permission from the owner's corporation to actually make changes to the apartment. Anything other than painting requires permission, and that can sometimes take some time. Now, generally speaking, I've found that they're normally pretty good, although they can be quite slow. So what you do need to do is actually make sure that you have some process in place to cover the holding costs while you are waiting for approval. The second thing you need to think about in your apartment is access. Firstly, access to the plumbing for wet rooms. So with bathrooms, often you can't change the configuration because your plumbing is in your neighbour below's ceiling. So that can be a limitation. But often the bathrooms are laid out well, so you don't need to change the layout. You just want to refresh them with a new cosmetic makeover. The other thing you need to think about is access for materials. If your access is only in a lift, you want to make sure that your materials are going to fit into it, and that you are going to be able to have access to the lift at the times when you need it. Okay, and the last thing that you need to think about with renovating apartments is the impact on the neighbours around you. So if you're in a freestanding house, there's plenty of space between you and your neighbours. Noise is unlikely to be a problem. But in an apartment, then you can have some issues with complaints from neighbours, and that can be quite problematic. We do a lot of apartment renovating, and so if it's something that interests you, then consider coming to one of our live trainings where we can share with you some of our tips and tricks on renovating apartments.